log in, so it's kind of odd.
Well, for some reason the internet's been funky, not just yours, but I was having problems earlier too. Excuse me.
That is weird. I thought it was just me having internet. Yeah, Deborah, I had internet problems again. Thanks for being on. She's posting all the shows for the podcast. Plus, we got David. His new podcast will be on actually tomorrow morning. David's podcast will be on. The blues podcast starts tomorrow morning. So make sure you tune into that. It's going to be a great show. I'm gonna be listening to it on. Oh no, we're gonna play it at work tomorrow. So we got to talk Broncos. This is the sports show. We're talking all the other shows. The Jam Saturday, Scream Theater Fridays, the Lounge Wednesdays. Make sure you tune into all of them. Sports on Monday, Fair TWD on Tuesday, and make sure you tune in to Scream Theater. It's so awesome. And Deborah's show on Thursday, The Country Hoedown. What's the name of David's show? Do you know, Brooke?
Why the Blues?
Why the Blues?
Yeah.
Oh, it's Why the Blues. Just WHY Blues?
I'm getting ready to type it in.
Okay. I was just going to put a quick one on mine, but you could fix it for me. Hey, Jose, you still out there, man?
Yeah, so Walking Dead is coming in October. Okay, we're getting sidetracked here.
I know. We need to get to work.
Are you still there?
Yeah. I'm thinking. I was waiting for you to, because I want you to kick something really good off so we can go into it.
Oh, dude, excuse me. Like I said, I just want to talk about the fourth quarter.
The fourth quarter? I don't want to get to the fourth quarter yet.
Well, okay, then you do it, dude. You go ahead, start.
Okay. Oh, we got one from Jose. Let me see what he says. Hold on. What do we think of Sanders in the slot? That's kind of... Sanders is really not a slot receiver. He's a down the field receiver. He's a long distance receiver. He could play the slot, but they have Norwood as their slot receiver. He's their third receiver. I know Norwood was on protocol. He was on concussion protocol, and then you have Fowler, who is your fourth receiver. And then you also got Sunshine, who the sixth receiver, 6 receivers deep, caught a touchdown pass this weekend. So it was pretty cool. So we started out the game 3-3.
Yes.
We started out the game 3-3. And then the game escalated from there. I really do think they talk about a kryptonite for Cam Newton, and I really do think, or not Cam Newton, I really do think that, for Cam Newton is kryptonite. For Luck, I don't think that the Colts have a team around them. I really don't think that they have the players. They were losing players left and right. I'm not saying that we beat up on a scrubbish team, but and looking at it reality-wise, we kind of did beat up on a scrubbish thing. How do you feel about that? I know a win's a win, but now you're a podcaster, and you got to speak your mind as a podcaster, not as a fan right now.
Oh, come on. That's not fair.
I know, as a fan, I know what you want to say. We kicked their, you-know-whats.
No, actually, I still believe that our offense needs some more work. Because every time we get into the red zone, it's like we stutter. We honest to God do. And I will say this, you can tell we've improved. Not immensely, but we have improved from last season. Simeon he only had 1 interception. And that's fine. We got to take consideration, this is his second year. And he's a starter.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, you want to admit, 266 yards. Dang! That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's really good. Simeon did, like I said, I feel like Simeon did an awesome job as a quarterback this weekend for the Denver Broncos.
Yes, I mean, you have something to consideration too. He was going up against Andrew Luck, who's been doing this for how long? And Andrew Luck only had 197 yards. Really? I mean, that should be, and let's get technical here, that should be reversed. Andrew Luck should have the 266, and Simeon should have at least 100 yards. But no, he threw more yards than Andrew Luck. I was really impressed with that.
Yeah.
Very impressed.
So we want to get along real quick into injuries, because I don't want to spend a lot of time on injuries because we still got a lot of sports to talk about. So we want to bring up DeMarcus Ware, who's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks with the broken forearm. Was it the same injury that Senior had for the? Deborah says she's going to be up all night watching Netflix. I better not watch that. I better stay on the mixer because I'll get into conversations. So is it the same injury that Senior from the Panthers had, or did they say it was a different injury at the end? I didn't get a chance to check that out.
To be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
But it said, he's supposed to have surgery tomorrow, which technically is today, on his forearm. Now, wasn't it like he hurt his elbow when we played against Carolina? I don't quite remember.
I don't remember him getting hurt in that game, to be honest with you. But you may have
maybe
seen
I'm thinking of. Oh no, I'm thinking of somebody else.
You may have saw something that I didn't see on that one because of that. Because I don't remember him being injured.
Yeah, I could be thinking of someone else. I know. Okay, I'm thinking of Fowler. Never mind. But with Ware being out, for at least a month or so, he's gonna. We're gonna be fine because we have Ray and Barrett. We're going to be fine.
And you know how high I am on Barrett. Shane Ray, of course, first-round pick, but you know how high I am on Barrett. I think Barrett is going to be one of the best players in the league in the next 2 or 3 years because, and that's why I said I think those two guys are going to extend DeMarcus Ware's career because of their play, because they're so good. And that's going to give DeMarcus Ware, who is still playing at a high level, especially when he comes back from this injury. 4 to 6 weeks ain't bad for something broken. With Shane Ray and Barrett going in, filling in for him, that's going to extend his career another year, I say. Because
I agree.
He's at the end of his rope as far as his career goes. And with those two young guys, that's, you could bring Ware in for that third down specialty player that you need that player when you were going for the Super Bowl runs. You really need that player, so it's really cool. It's really cool to have that player when you're going after these Super Bowl runs. And I'm really happy we have those two players, So
exactly.
So getting more into it, yes, I told you I'm behind Trevor Siemian. He's our quarterback, so I'm going to represent with Trevor Siemian all the way through. My whole thing, and I've talked to you about this before, is, and we had both said is, and you had agreed with me that neither one of us thought he was a real starting quarterback in the NFL.
Oh yeah, I agree. Yeah, I didn't think he was going to be a starter. But and on the same hand, he has proven me wrong, and I'll admit it. He's still a little rocky, but second year. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better quarterback in his second year. He's been improving. I mean, Sunday's game, he looks much more relaxed, much more comfortable and confident, and that's how I view it.
Yeah, I still thought he was rocky, especially on the interception. He just, it seemed like there were passes where he couldn't get past the line of scrimmage against these guys. I mean, it's not going to always be like that. against teams. There's just some teams that give you fits, and I think this team kind of gave him fits, and I don't want that to go further along, because what happens if you say this team is what was their record last year? Do you remember the team we just played?
Colts record?
Yeah.
Oh.
I know they didn't make the playoffs because Andrew Luck got hurt. But you turn. What I'm saying is turn it around and say Andrew Luck gets healthy and the team gets some players back. Are we still going to be seeing the same team? Are we still going to be seeing Andrew Luck or the Colts? Are they going to be a tougher team? Because in the past they have been a solid team and they have put it on us before. Even in that game when we knocked out, because Andrew Luck hasn't been right since the Broncos knocked him out. If you remember,
Right.
Andrew Luck just has not been the same quarterback since the Broncos. We don't want any players to get hurt majorly. We've talked about that. We want players to get hit hard and knocked out, but we don't want players to get lacerated kidneys or lung failure, anything like that. That's going to ruin their life.
Exactly.
But we want to see them get hit hard. Don't get me wrong. We want to see that. But what happens if they become contenders this year and we have to play them again? And knowing that Trevor Siemian can't get the ball past the line of scrimmage on these guys, what are we going to do?
Well,
and that's, is it time? Will they think then? Is it time to go to the rookie?
Well, we don't know yet. It's pretty early. We just got done with our second game of the season.
Yeah, and if you look at it, he has the lowest QBR rating, or he's fourth to last, lowest QBR rating. He has 3 interceptions to 1 touchdown. So the jury's still out on him, if you really think about that.
Well, and like I said, it's just, it's still early in the season. He's still learning. I mean, you got to at least give him credit. He moved the ball down the field perfectly. Yeah, we had that one, he had that one interception. But overall, he really did do a good job getting that ball down the field. To at least, granted, we got a field goal, but still, he did what he was supposed to.
Yeah.
And that's all we really need.
And he is a rookie. We had the same conversation with Brock last year. He is a rookie. He came in and won some games for us, and he did good. But he really, in all honesty, he was a rookie. So we're kind of looking at the same situation we had with Brock. What the heck? Oh yeah, I know how. We're looking at the same situation we had with Brock. When Brett, oh no, you told me not to say that name, my bad.
Yes.
But anyway, Brock was sort of like a rookie player at the time, and Brock was in his 3rd year. Some quick knowledge, some quick know-how. Brock is 2-0 right now. But
but he keeps throwing interceptions too.
That's not gonna last long. But look at our quarterback; he's throwing interceptions too. And I know the Denver fan base, by the 4th or 5th game, they're gonna be calling for the rookie. We know this, you know this, I know this. Hopefully, I hope Trevor. I hope it doesn't happen to him, but I just have that funny feeling that the Denver fan base is going to be calling for Trevor sooner or later, by the 4th or 5th game. And it's the defense in the last 2 games, just like last year, the defense has kept us in the defense really won the last 2 games. I just have to admit it. Trevor didn't do anything to make me say that Trevor went out there and played a heck of a game. He pulled it out. He didn't really do that. So and I agree with you on that hand. But like I said, it's still early.
there's a very good possibility we'll see Lynch. There's a very good